when I interviewed her, I interviewed her. She said that getting Ben Baptiste to mix and master and then Miles Clinton James to produce was the best choice because they took the time to make such very different sounding songs become like really cohesive. But yeah, I love that you can get like punk, Afro elements, conscious rap, neo soul, so much in one project.
You don't know where the what? Oh.
It's
It's right there. Yo, you've been awake for less time than me. More time than me, shall I say. Goodness.
Today's not my day.
Okay. Hello, welcome to Ruse Reviews, where we keep it for real. I am.
What is going on? You are watching Ruse Reviews. See, now you put me off.
Reviews.
Goodness. What is going on? This is Ruse Reviews, where we keep it for real. I am Ru, aka the Culture Black Kid.
I'm Forma, aka Iffy.
And today we are reviewing the long-awaited, even though it wasn't that long, album from London-born hip-hop artist, singer-songwriter, actress, Little Simz. This one's called Lotus. This is their 6th studio album. Last one being No Thank You, back in 2022. Let's get into it with Miss Simz super fan over here.
Mrs. Super, hello, super fan over here. Let's start with my initial thoughts. Literally art. That's what I thought. Art, sensational. I can't convey how I felt when I listened for the first time. I danced, I cried, bawled, cried. I did. It was pretty gross. But yeah, album is perfection to me. That's it. I love it. Thank you, Little Simz.
Nice. And I got fancy with my initial thoughts. I said Simz is not an artist; she is an author.
Ooh.
And this album, it's the next one in her long line of bestsellers.
Okay. Penguin Publishing. You heard. Thank you.
I said each chapter is ripe with new personal stories and interesting anecdotes that will reel me in with each read. Listen, and I'm excited to continue diving in. So let's see what happened when we did dive in a little bit further. Let's start with the pros.
All right.
I'm gonna need you to stop. You just keep giggling.
Grace is giggling.
I'm so
Grace
sorry.
is giggling. It's okay.
That's all right. You're fine.
Grace. First pro, the storytelling. Simz is always a human being that can tell a story to perfection. And from the first song, Thief, she's conveying her anger, her disappointment, and the way like a close friend has kind of turned into an enemy of sorts. And then she continues the album in such a beautiful yet interesting way. And within each song, it's so easy for me to pick up what she's putting down because she kind of just says it how it is, making what she's saying understandable. And even though, this is what I really love, even though some of the songs do kind of qualify as conscious rap for me, it isn't a struggle having to kind of dissect what she's saying. Everyone knows conscious rap it's conscious, babe. Like, there's layers upon layers upon layers. Yeah. But she really just makes it so easy. The way she tells the story is great. But yeah, brilliant storyteller with great lyrics and great lyricism. And then onto that, I guess, first standout is the song Thief, banger. To start and to come with so much smoke is insanity. And so many lines that pop out, like, you talk about God when you have a God complex. I think you're the one that needs saving. Amen. Thank you, baby girl. But yeah, she's making it under, she's pissed. And I think it's crazy how perfect it is. My next pro is there's so much variation. There's so many different styles of songs on one project, but it is mixed in a way that it's perfection. When I interviewed her, I interviewed her. She said that getting Ben Baptiste to mix and master and then Miles Clinton James to produce was the best choice because they took the time to make such very different sounding songs become like really cohesive. But yeah, I love that you can get like punk, Afro elements, conscious rap, neo soul, so much in one project and it's perfectly meshed. Onto my next standout for that being the song Young, song 3. And I personally can't believe that the world is in two minds about this one because it stands out so much and I love the messaging behind it. The undertones speak on urban living and like poverty whilst being young in London, but the juxtaposition, it's just very fun. And it's very like Hey Ya by Outkast, like deep what she's saying but dance at the same time. My last...
Topically.
Yeah. my last pro is the features. The features are phenomenal, and every single person brings such different and individualized aspects to the songs that they're on. Once again, when I spoke to her, she said that she really wanted to honor each song that she thought needed a feature or backing vocals, and was stop laughing. And
No.
but yeah, she said she really wanted to honor each song that she thought needed a feature, and was very intricate in picking who would bring what on the song, and the choices are very sensational. Peace, for example, another standout. That's song 6. That's my favorite song on this album. It is gorgeous, and it is the one song I cannot listen to without crying. Like it's
Yes, I want to hear more about that. I think I mean, do I have it in my short notes? I said, let Iffy cook on Peace.
Thank you. No, it's like when I was doing like my first listen, I was at the station, I was meeting a friend, and this song like caught me by surprise, and I couldn't hold it in. I was at the station, just not coming out of my nose, crying, because that story that she's conveying and that story she's telling, it's so easy to resonate with. It is so beautiful, and I think we all kind of need a little peace in our lives. I think we all deserve peace in our lives. But the way she kind of says that is, it's otherworldly. Then that Moses Sumney feature really did it for me. I've always been a fan of Moses. So to hear him on that song as well, gorgeous. Mirror May, oh, I can't. I really, really, really love that song. I had other standouts. Free, song 5, for Perfection. That was my fave single. She's a master of writing, and I love the wordplay in the outro with the word free.
Yeah.
Best part of the song. And then finally Blood, song 10, that famous Simz sound. And this song was really reminiscent of Sometimes I Might Be Introvert. When she and Obong JR get together, it's just perfection. So those are my pros, those are my standouts.
Say Blood when you mean Lion?
Lion, oh my God, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. It's still song 10, right?
No, it's 8.
Damn.
But Blood was great as well. But I'll get into it.
No, I think maybe I meant Lion. No, Blood.
Did you mean Lion? Because you said Obong JR.
Loki, can you just quickly play the Lion or
Hello.
either one?
Lion is the funky one that sounds like...
I meant Lion. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Am I not? I'm gonna go. Actually.
Not a super fan.
Not a super fan.
Confirmed.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Did I even interview her? Like I didn't. I did.
Yeah, I know.
I did. But anyways, those are my pros and cons.
Nice.
Pros and standouts. Rue, take it away.
This morning has been a mess. So, I think personally that Simz is top 3 in the scene, in the hip hop scene, not just UK. Period.
Agreed.
Right now, it's Kendrick, someone else, and Simz. I don't know who that other person is right now. To me, I'm always in awe of how unashamed she is. She is never one to shy away from detailing experiences in her life in such depth, yet relaying it in such a way that's so relatable to the audience. Getting to some tracks. I'll start with my favorite track, which is Blood. It reminded me of something, and this is probably a deep cut, but Royce da 5'9". Do you know who Royce da 5'9" is?
I've heard the name.
Yeah, he's a consistent collaborator with like Eminem and stuff like that. He's from Detroit. Anyway, Royce da 5'9", he put out this album called Book of Ryan in 2018, which is, again, also very personal. Highly suggests you guys listen to it. I love the whole, again, sibling back and forth that Simz and Wretch 32 portray, but the convo outside of that still even just reminds me of like friends who don't talk as much as they do. Reminds me of like me with my friends in the US, where I'm like, you know, we don't talk as much, and it's like, how come we don't call as often? But when we do call, it's all love, and it's like, but, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I just need a friend to talk to, someone who isn't in the current, you know, whatever I'm going through here, like someone else for a different, fresh perspective and stuff like that. So, yeah, I just love Blood. I also love Lonely. You can also star that, Grace. That one is pretty much just as much a favorite of mine as well. The way Simz talks about, you know, breaking down the struggles, doubt in the creative process, making the album, again, going through, you know, producer situations that she discusses in Thief and Hollow. But then reflecting and being like, dang, maybe music isn't made for me anymore. Oh my goodness, if that line did not hit me way too hard with just how I am personally feeling about music, that was the same way the piece hit for you, except I didn't bawl my eyes out.
Okay.
But
I do.
so yeah, no, that was dope. It also reminded me of Real from Good Kid, Mad City.
Good shout.
Yeah.
Good shout.
And then you've touched on Thief, Young again. I think it's very tongue in cheek. I think it's fun. It's yeah. There's nothing serious about that track, but she's touching on some real stuff.
But it's not like a song that you actually really have to like look into like the depth of it.
No.
Like, if you really don't want to, like, it's not that deep.
It's for a laugh.
It's for a laugh.
It's for a laugh, and like, yeah. But I guess if you don't like, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea, and that's totally fine. And out of Simz discography, this is not one I'm running back to.
Yeah.
But if it comes out, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, cool, Young, that's fun. And yeah, finally, yeah, you touched on Lion. I think the groove was super fun. It reminded me of Rolling Stone actually, but when you did bring up the other one,
Sometimes I'm a bit.
yeah,
Or,
the one
Point
with.
and Kill.
Yeah, Point and Kill. When you brought up Point and Kill, I was like, oh yeah, duh, of course. It also reminds me of that. But in the moment, it reminded me of Rolling Stone, the way that it just like hit you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
From Hollow, it felt like from like the first whole bunch of the album, it felt like a big switch up. But
Yeah.
and I love the refrain, the superpower refrain. So yeah, so those are my pros. Let's see if we have any cons. You have no cons?
Zilch. Nothing. I love it. I love it. I love you, babes. Love you, baby. Yeah.
Bye bye. What are you, Austin Powers?
Maybe I am.
That's scary.
Could you-
That's very scary. You'd be more like Foxy Cleopatra.
I'm not mad at that.
All right. I only have one con, and it's not really a con. There's a couple tracks that don't stand out as much as others, but I'm sure they will in due time. I do think the outro of the title track goes a little long, but that's fine. Again, nothing crazy. And yeah, I think overall this is not the top of my Lil Simz discography. I think Introvert is going to be
Baby.
extremely hard to
top.
defeat.
That's top.
But overall, this is a really, really solid album. So let's get into our overall ratings. Are we here for this? Depends on the day. Feeling iffy about it?
I am here for this. Ding,
And I'm
ding,
here
ding,
for
ding,
this.
ding. Oh my god. Oh, don't you hit my nose.
Can we try that again? Goodness.
We're here for this. I love when Rue's here for this. I love when we're on the same page.
Yeah.
But was I going to say anything else? No, I wasn't. She ate every aspect, 10 out of 10. Nailed the storytelling, the lyrics, the features, the vibe, the cohesiveness, everything. And it's an album that I've been waiting for since the last. It wasn't long awaited. I just love, I just want stuff from her because she's great. Yeah, and I feel like Lotus is an album that has something for everyone because of how much variation it is. I guess if you've been a Simz fan, there's going to be something there for you. But yeah, I like the way that she can kind of pull you into her world view or her world with just her words. Yeah, always going to be a fan. I love Little Simz. I love Lotus.
Yeah. No, for sure. I agree. Again, if he summed it up perfectly, there's always something for there's something in this album for everyone.
Yeah.
Whether you are a diehard Simz fan or whether you are a novice and this is your entry point into Simz. But yeah, I'm just keen for the next book. Yeah. So let us know what you think. Are you here for this? Does it depend on the day? Feeling iffy about it? Let us know. And yeah, Lil Simz, Lotus, out right now. I am Root, aka the Culture Black Kid.
And Mifoma, aka Iffy.
And we'll catch you next time. Peace.